Okay, well, I think the video just crapped out, so let's get that out of here. What is up, man? What is up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out in the chat, guys. I've seen you all yelling at me this whole time. Naj, what's up? What is up, Adam? Barry? I love you, bro. Eddie's mullet. Dude, send me today. This guy right here, Eddie's mullet. What is up? We're going to go ahead and get into this, but first, we were just talking backstage, man. Let's do this.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got? I'm probably going
Oh
to puke
yeah.
and piss all over myself.
Let's have a toast to
Cheers,
the
brother.
symbiote itself. Cheers.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
I don't know that this is kid friendly. With a heads up.
This is not kids friendly, but so we'll just go ahead and apologize for anything that may come out. Guys, we're adults. We are adults. We collect Venom, which is kind of adultish, I would feel. You know, sometimes he gets a little brutal.
Mhm.
Woo! God damn, that shot is going through my body. And yeah, I'm gonna pull this comment up real quick. My computer seems to be moving slow, but yes, Eddie's mullet. I meant it this time. Sorry about the last time. There was confusion and the episode didn't happen, but here we are. We got a pretty freaking cool guest to talk Venom with. And if you guys are all on Instagram, which you all are, anybody happens to be watching this, go ahead and look them up. Symbiote a day. All right, so I'm gonna sit here and let this shot burn through my chest, and I'm just gonna let you take the stage for a second, brother. Go ahead and tell us
Hey,
about your Instagram, man.
old man Venom, I appreciate you hosting this and just everything that you do for the community. Hashtag Symbiote Elite. It's really I'm really humbled by the love that Instagram has shown to the account in the like 3 months we've been doing it, and it's really humbling to get to share all these books with folks and get to be here to talk symbiotes with you here tonight, because I do genuinely believe that symbiotes are the best part of the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
But that's because I was born in the 80s, and 80s babies grew up on symbiotes, so it is kind of what it is. Hey, Top Shelf, thank you all in the chat. Just thank you all for being here, and thank you, Old Man Venom, for hosting. Happy to talk about the Instagram, whatever you want to talk about here, whatever questions you want to ask. Yeah,
yeah,
let's
man.
go.
Let's do it. And vice versa. You got any questions? Let me just hit me with them. So
Definitely.
your Instagram is very few that I was telling you that I get a comment a lot all the time of I've never seen this before.
Mhm.
You started posting some books. I've been following you. I feel like this is a newer account, right?
Yeah,
Not.
you've really been a day one homie, man. I really
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
it. Like, you were
Hell
down
yeah.
early on, so I'm really grateful for that.
So almost right away, as the name implies, daily you were chronicalized. Oh, about man, did I just dropped that word? You were just posting the
Chronically,
whole.
I got you.
Yeah, you're posting everything, and you've had so many little appearances where it's like a one panel Venom appearance that will be in like a obscure Marvel book, and there's been quite a few already that I've literally mumbled to myself, I've never seen that. So bravo on that. I really
Hell
like
yeah.
what you're doing. This is a very educated account, ladies and gentlemen. It literally is. It's like on a chronological order, almost, and it's like everything right now is around the timeline of the beginning of Venom and the symbiote itself. So
Yeah,
follow
now's
him,
a good
guys.
time to jump
We got a
on for
lot
sure.
more. Yeah, we got a lot more stuff that he's gonna be posting. So definitely check
Yeah,
it out.
now's a good time to jump on for sure. I thought about it like, do I just want to like post randomly? Do I just want to pick random books out of the collection and share kind of the highlights or the greatest hits? And I think I'm at about 1,100 books right now.
There you go.
Just single appearances. I've got some ground rules that I set for myself when I started this collection back in 2017. Um, like started it in earnest in 2017, and so I kind of try to follow those ground rules. But when I thought about how I wanted to share and like curate the collection for folks to watch, I thought, I want it to be as close to chronological release order, maybe not 616 chronology, but like as close to chronological release order as possible so that people can see where these stories happen and how the symbiote storyline and story arc sort of panned out over the first, few years of Venom. And yeah, I have a passion for Venom. I grew up in Kansas, and I remember my mom buying me my first Venom book off of the Schnucks newsstand rack at the grocery store. It was Separation Anxiety issue 1. And
Really?
yeah, to this day,
First
like,
comic I ever got, sorry to cut you off, was Separation Anxiety, I believe issue 3, where the symbiote's bursting out of the tube. So, fucking
yeah.
out. And I got that at, what the hell was it? Rite Aid. I don't even think they exist anymore. That's
I
fucking
love
awesome.
that.
But proceed.
Great.
I love it, man. I love it.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, no, hey, Top Shelf, thank you very much, man. I just appreciate that. But yeah, no, so the idea was to share it all sort of in order so that everybody could sort of absorb the totality and kind of fullness of how Venom is a character, but how all of these symbiotes sort of developed and were, born out of each other and grew into the massive I think marketing tool
Yeah.
that Marvel really uses him as today.
Yeah.
Um,
So I feel like at one point it was Wolverine, and he has been dethroned, and lately Marvel is pretty much being dominated by Venom.
That
Before
is
that,
a
I
hot
feel
take,
like
old man Venom. I love it. I agree with you, but
it's
that is
true.
a hot take, baby.
It's true. I mean, all the Venomized characters, you can Venomize every character.
For
So
sure.
it's crazy. Hold on, let me highlight this comment. Let's see what he's got to say. Radios are still selling overpriced items in the Midwest. You freaking out of date bum! Nah, I'm kidding. That's
uh,
cool. They closed down here for sure. I haven't seen a Rite Aid, I feel like, in a minute. It's
yeah.
all Walgreens and CVS's. But back to the posting and the order of all that, that's extremely fascinating. I basically did the same thing once I started posting everything for my own personal to keep it organized. I started at the very beginning, the early appearances, and kind of went in the same order. And I had a uniformity for a very long time. I used the standard same background for a very long time, and then I got into posting previews, and I kind of broke everything up. And then I started posting artwork, and then it broke everything up. So lately, my timeline is more like the Wild Wild Symbiotic West, which is fine. And what the fuck? We got our first bot ever, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead
Hey,
and block
I love
user.
that. I don't need a girl, but
Adios. Yeah, my girl gonna whoop your girl's ass. All right,
right,
fuck
right.
here. Like, yeah. Look, Eddie's mullet. He sees it. Russian sex boxer here. We did it. We did it.
We've made it. We've made it. Oh man,
Oh
some of those
shit.
bots on
Bots.
Instagram are like one of my favorite things. They'll come in right after you post and they're like, "Share this across Marvel promotions or whatever," and I'm
Yeah,
just like,
promote it here.
I'm not doing that."
Yeah,
So
after a couple months of me saying back, promoted on this dick, which they never respond, and it turns into me just idiotically saying that every time. I was like, let me just fucking block them. It's the same name with one thing changed. I've blocked the
no,
same account 30,000 times, and it keeps coming back with one letter or number switched, and it says the
right,
same shit. Promoted on
yeah,
the writer's warmth. Whoever the writer's warmth is, all right. This is a PSA. Go fuck yourself. I hate that shit. This whole bot shit. Ugh.
uh,
But
funny.
back to the Venom. Um, that's what's cool about it is watching you do this in almost the same fashion as in posting, from the beginning, and seeing the little tidbits that even I missed. I'm very appreciative of it. I love seeing a new account pop up that I can learn something from. Anything that teaches me something, even if it like is a humbling teaching, I'm appreciative of it. So
For sure.
mad respect to you for this.
Well, and that's the thing is we're all learning from each other. Like I got to give Top Shelf Collector, a hand. I've
Ryan's the
worked
man.
on like he has helped me identify some issues that I didn't even know about. Luckily they haven't come up in the chronological timeline where we are so far, so I've still got time to hunt them down and get them in there so that we don't miss them. But Yeah, no, he's been a huge help. And I really like, it's not just the Instagram community. Like, yes, all love to Instagram, where we have a platform to share these books and these things that we're passionate about. But the reality is like, this community is so much broader than that. And really what kind of spurred me on is, I went through a real bad breakup in 2017, and my pastor actually was like, "Hey, you need to find a hobby, man." And I was thinking about like hobbies that I had, because I just worked so much. And I was like, man, like, I don't have hobbies. What are my hobbies? And I thought about it. I'm like, man, I used to collect comic books when I was a kid. I've still got some of
Mm-hmm.
those old issues. Maybe I should collect some comic books. So I just sort of strolled into the local comic book shop, and was talking to the guy at the LCS, and he was like, "What are you into?" And I was like, "Well, I was really into Venom back in the day. Spider-Man. Those are my two things." So we kind of like built up a rapport, and week after week I'd go in there and there would be new Venom books, like new Venom appearances in my box. And he was just going through the store, spending hours a week going through the store, pulling every single book he could that had a Venom appearance in it and putting it in my box. So like, shout out to
That dude, yeah,
Louisiana's Double Play. Shout out to Louisiana's Double Play in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because that is one of the best shops in the country. And Otto was there, and he did that, and man, he made a mint on me, and I'm grateful for it, because it really got the collection jump started again and sort of got this thing going. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, where can I find the rest of these? Like, how do I collect every Venom, Carnage, Symbiote appearance there is? And it was really landing in the comic book collecting subreddit, which is a great subreddit. Everybody should go check it out. And then ending up in yeah, that's 100% right. That's right.
that's
And
sorry.
no, it's good. So I ended up in the comic book collecting subreddit, and then I found the Venom site subreddit, and that was where
Shout
uh,
out.
I found Orion Starboy's checklist, and I started to really dive into the podcast and what was going on there. And so we started to like, me and a group of guys started to like build a more comprehensive list. The old man, or not the Venom site, complete chronology that Orion Starboy put together is really complete. It's a great list. I encourage everybody to go there and get it. But what I've noticed is that like little panel appearances where Venom pops up in the background, doesn't have any lines, doesn't do anything, those weren't included. And I wanted those too. Like, I want them all. Like, there's not one that I want to miss out on. And so me and a group of guys started to kind of like compile an even more comprehensive list that included that stuff that was outside of the chronology. And we've really, like, thankfully been able to build a list that's probably at this point about 400 books larger than the one that Orion Starboy initially shared. And I kind of hijacked it and rebranded it, and put it together in a spreadsheet for folks, and hyperlinked all the books and did sort of all the legwork to get it ready. And now it's just the community pouring into it, making that list better and better so that we can share that with folks.
And I absolutely respect that. And I have actually been blessed by you to take a peek at this list, and I'm gonna try and look through and see if I notice anything, and if there's any little tidbit I can try to contribute to you guys with this list, I would love to help. This is
Please,
awesome because there
share it
is,
far and wide.
dude, there is so much Venom, and to be able to like track all of it down onto a list, as you were saying, where he's just in the background. To have that like cataloged with everything is tremendous. I think that is so damn cool because part of me, it's died down a lot over the years, but back in the day I was like that. I was looking for that random ass, like, Submariner with Venom in it or something. Just whatever the more obscure it is, like I want to be able to find it. And there's just so much. And even what I managed to like collect over the years, I'm still learning to. There's like still little tiny tidbits that just stick out. That, damn, I totally missed this. So bravo to you guys for putting that list together, and bravo for this 309.2. That's beautiful,
Oh,
my friend.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, no. So like the ground rules that I set for myself when I started doing this collection were that everything I wanted ideally everything to be in fine or better condition. Ideally
Hmm.
very fine, but at least fine or better. Now there are some books in there that are like very good. Like my Transformers 3 is pretty beat. I've got a Web of Spider-Man, Spirits of Venom coming up here in a couple days that we'll share that is also pretty beat. It's got Lyme disease, it's got so many ticks. But it's cool, right? Like that's part of it. Like you buy that low grade
Yeah,
copy, just get it in the door,
yeah,
and you can upgrade it later. If you see something in a box, grab it when you can, 100%.
exactly. If you are seriously interested in the storyline of these characters, absorb that knowledge, love that book, and if you love it that damn much, then you hunt down the bigger boys. I agree,
Right,
man.
right. I mean, comic books are for reading, like I do genuinely believe that. Like I'd say, I think it's 9 books in the collection are slabbed. My 300 is one of them. My Kid and Play #9 is one of them. And then like some stuff later, like the first Flash's Venom is graded, a couple things like that. But by and large, everything is raw because I intend to read it all. Like I'm gonna read it all, that's my goal.
So, for first off, bravo for you coming back into the hobby and being able to obtain these gems, especially already graded. Um, I just recently got into the grading thing, and I don't intend to grade every single Venom book that I have. I can't. You will watch me go poor and starve to death live right here on this channel with 2 freaking viewers. I can't do it. However, all these 1 in 50s from back in the day before we got into the exclusive game where, spoiler alert, every exclusive that gets printed, if that issue has a ratio cover, a 1 in 50, those 3,000 exclusives come with however many 1 in 50s is in that 3,000. So
Mhm.
the rare ones, the unicorn ones, the ones that you know that you look at and it takes your breath away and you start fumbling around at the shop, grade them. You
For
don't need to
sure.
grade everything. I'm
For
personally
sure.
not, but there's a few books I have that I want to grade just because of how damn rare they are.
I love
But
graded books. They look so good. They feel so good in your hands.
they,
Like if I'm selling a book, I'm always grading it
they do.
100%.
And there's a lot
Um,
there's a lot going on with all that, and I feel it in my soul. But with that being said, I love this case. I love to be able to preserve it
for
until
sure.
somebody else makes a way to preserve the grade that looks better than this. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not going to have a bunch of floppy books sitting on my shelves that a gust of wind will blow over and they snap in half and fold in half. And
totally.
nah, I like grading. I have one CBCS that I just recently got. Do I have it out? No, but I think it's their newer case. From what I've heard from people, it's not bad, but it's really thin. And I think the CGC case is like whoever designed this shit, they know what they're doing. They know what
Mm.
they're doing. It just feels good
Oh
in the
yeah.
hand.
No, it looks so much better than the CBCS slab. I mean, CBCS is great. I think that signature verification component of CBCS is fantastic. We won't even
Yeah,
acknowledge PGX here. But like at the end of the day, like
Jeb's company.
there is like some controversy around grading right now. I think something happened at
Yeah,
C2E2. I understand. We won't go into that. I don't think, but uh, you know, I really understood what Jeb was talking about the other night on his Instagram live when he was talking about I got a lot of money invested in UCGC. Like the expectation here is that you not mess this up, and so I think like my goal would be I would love to ultimately grade this whole collection so that I could document it on CGC's like forums and get that sort of prestige that comes with that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to read these and I want to hand them down to my kids to read, and I'm going to be slow to grade the rest of this stuff.
yeah, and that's literally how I'm kind of treating it. Real quick, Joseph Ortega, what is up, baby boy? Thanks for stopping by, man. Um, I mean, I've heard the concept of what the fuck is it called? I want to say Master Collection or no Pedigree. You ever
Mm.
heard the term Pedigree Collection?
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
technically, yeah,
yeah,
I technically don't qualify because I'm not the original owner of every book. You've got to have like bought it off the newsstand when it released, as I understand it, for it to
which
qualify as
is
a pedigree.
ludicrous. Which is
But
ludicrous.
yeah, no, I can't imagine that. Like first off, the further and further we get into like eBay secondhand sales, all that stuff, like I don't even know how you would verify that you bought them all on new release day or whatever every week for 30 years. Like that would be, I don't know, that there are a lot of things that I think are sus. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a lot of updates now. We're already getting a bunch of comments. As soon as we pulled up the CGC slab, boy, the comments started popping up. There's a lot going on with it, and I
Yeah.
feel like we personally need an upgrade of how things are being done between
Mm.
the exclusive companies, between these grading companies, and even between how this quote unquote influencer shit is. I mean, we get it. There's influencers for everything. I get it. And I'm not
For
just
sure.
singling out comics. We got what video game influencers. We got clothing influencers. We got music. The whole influencer thing is just a little
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
If you look around, you people might find that there's actually true legit fans, and all you gotta do is just fucking be cool with them. You want to find some shit out. You want to know some shit. There you go.
Right.
And you don't have to pay for it. You don't gotta pay for it.
No,
But
man. This is here
I
for everybody.
yeah, I just feel like a lot of changes need to be made. So I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say
Mm.
one thing. Back in 2016, when these shops actually still liked me because they thought I was going to be that for them, one of them gave me the opportunity to look at an actual contract of how to get these exclusives and what this he was showing me somebody there was a whole stint about it. Oh, they're lying about print runs, and for whatever reason I was blessed with the contract to see what it was, and it was a 5,000, which now I hear 3,000. So I don't know if it changed. It may have. Don't quote me. At the time, it was 5,000. At the time, the contract stated you can do whatever the fuck you want with these books. You can burn all of them and sell just this one for $1 million. It's yours. Do what you want. I pretty much know now that obviously that's been changed through Marvel because from what I hear, Marvel is like, yo, this was not approved through us. I saw that contract. It was legit and it stated you could do shit like that. So that's why at first I didn't understand what was going on, but the more it keeps coming out, it's like a holy shit type of thing. But it sounds to me that Marvel changed their contracts with these exclusives, which number one they should have did a while ago, and number two,
For sure.
that's what I'm saying. Everybody needs to have their contracts renewed or whatever the fuck, man. Get this shit
Yeah.
under control.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. And I think like, especially like to me, variants are the secondary goal. Like once I get done with all the cover A's, my goal is to go in and try and do all the variants. And by that point, it'll probably be so deep down the rabbit hole that it'll take me the rest of my life to get those variants. But but cover A's are really the focus of this collection because I found I got really into variants when I first started collecting, and what I found was, the books that like really retained their value have those iconic cover A covers. Hulk 181 didn't have a variant.
Sure.
300 didn't have a variant. Like it's those covers that like you associate. Okay, that's that book. And so I wanted that association, that feeling that I get when I look at a cover A is just different from the feeling that I get when I look at a variant. I love variants. I've got a bunch of them. I'm actually doing a giveaway right now as we march towards 500 followers.
Oh, there you go.
We're going to be giving away probably. I think it ends up being about 8 books, 10 books. We're adding a new book every 50 new followers we get. So I think right now we've got 4 in there. We've got like one of the Alien versus Predator covers. We've got the variant of the Return to the Ravencroft issue that's got the first, you know, uh,
Big.
Cassidy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And so we're working on those, getting those books out to folks once we hit 500 followers. But I'm not married to my variants. They don't engender that same love and fondness that those cover A's do for me. And that's the beauty about comic book collecting, is like you can chase and pursue and do whatever you want with your collection. It's your collection. And I love looking at other people's collections and seeing all the dope stuff that they, get and add to their collection. I love original art. Like the folks that are sharing original art out there, like, thank you. I really am blown away by and humbled by the community. I mean, you talked about influencers, like you are Old Man Venom. You are the influencer in the symbiote space. Heavy as the head that eats the crayons, man. You may not want to wear it, but it is you. And I'm just really humbled that you'd even take a minute today to elevate all of our platforms and give us this opportunity to talk about the books we love. So thank you.
Not a problem, man. And hey, I apologize to anybody that thinks I'm an influencer. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm fucking sorry. It's something that has come across my mind because this is all natural. Not. I don't have a lot of stuff going on here with this. This is all for fun. It's a new baby thing. We just started this channel. But as far as the Instagram, that it's all natural. I didn't try. I'm not getting paid. I'm not paying anybody. It just happened. So fuck me, man. I'm a fucking influencer. Fuck.
Hey, man, it's cool.
Shit.
Like, you're a real humble dude. Like, you're a real humble dude. You've been down since day one, just like supporting every page out there. And, you're not the influencer that we all think of when we think of an influencer. So just thank you for the platform you're giving everybody.
Oh, I'm shucks, man. I'm speechless. No, thank you, literally, thank you. And that's what this is all about, man. Like the whole Symbiote Elite thing is what you just explained. Like there's a fucking legion of us out here that love this character. We love this book. That's what it's about. I'm not in competition with anybody. Like I told you earlier, I want to say it publicly. Somebody can show me a CGC CBCS exclusive that is a 300 reprint with a fucking tinfoil cover that Stan Lee jizzed on of the reprint of 300 at a 10.0, and I'm not going to be jealous at all. I'm going to be like, that's what's up. If anything, dope. If you start boasting about it and sell it for $1 million just to be found out that it's only your jizz and the tinfoil wasn't taped on correctly, then I might be mad, but
oh man, I feel like that's a whole new scandal right there.
The slab jizzgate. Oh god, we were getting so off topic. That's the whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
so
another shot.
Yeah, right. So going back to, we'll just scroll through some of these things I want to highlight because these were some of the posts that stuck out. There was a lot, but these ones stuck out. This one is crazy to me because I feel like I had another book that was almost exactly the same, but come to find out, thanks to your post, there's like a whole legit mini series, like single issue pages showing chronological. Or I keep messing that word up. Damn this whiskey! It keeps showing the symbiote at the Fantastic Four facility, like Reed Richards. So the whole timeline between Peter rejecting the suit and then Reed's studying it until it leaves and gets to Eddie, there was a lot going on. It was a long drawn out story. I would actually like to see a reprint of all those pages in order. It would make a single comic book. That's how much there is. This was one of them. I did
Eddie's
not know about
this. Me up. I'm sorry, Eddie's mullet is cracking me up.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a Fantastic Four issue too, as well. Eddie's mullet. When we see Dreadface for the first time, we see him in an egg on a ship that the Fantastic Four are on. So like,
dropped the ball on that one. Instead of Mr. E, me and Jeb and my boy Matt and all my boys Josh, all of them, we were banking on like, here he comes, man, fucking Dreadface. And Donnie was like, nope, Mr. E. And okay, so the Dreadface thing and the egg thing, that is a whole loose end right there.
Yeah, no, and to this point about Marvel was you can tell when you go back and look at these like early issues of the symbiote that Marvel was very intentionally developing out a very long story arc to
Yeah.
make this first appearance, to make Venom a thing. They may not have known that that was the end goal, but they were very clearly developing an intentional plot line to move this suit along. And you see that, and a lot of folks conflate like the black suit issues with the symbiote issues. There's a very clear delineation in them. But yeah, this is part of that chronicling of the suit leaving, you know, the Baxter building, and it actually occupies a host before it occupies Eddie.
Yep.
It picks up some random guy on the street, and, you know, manipulates him to find its way back to Peter. So they were smart. Like they knew what they were doing. Hey, thank you very much, Lauren. That's my oldest friend from back in the day, and he's been a day one
Oh, there
supporter.
you go.
I love him
Oh
very
yeah.
much. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's up. I was gonna say I haven't seen that name in here, but
yeah.
thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Zoom.
So that's interesting, and I'm gonna go back to Top Shelf Collector's comment right here because I haven't gotten any of the Venom the omnibuses, whatever. I haven't gotten a single one of them. They're kind of pricey, and with all this shit going on, I just kind of I sat it out. I
For
would
sure.
like to get them just because they look really nice. They're really beautiful looking. I like that they chose the covers that they chose, but yeah, I don't have them. But that's interesting that they did this. That they had a lot of these panels in that
Mm.
book. So that would be cool. You know, if I'm an influencer, let me influence this. Hey Marvel, make a reprint of all these pages in order in one book because, like I said, thanks to my boy right here, I've done seen like 3 that I didn't even freaking know about. So,
Oh
oh,
man, well, yeah, no, and it's funny because like some of these issues after what is it, 258, when Peter realizes the suit is alive and the Fantastic Four take it into his possession, that like they're literally, it's just like one page at the back of the issue like this. So yeah.
and they really did build it up, and that's the cool thing about it because even to my friggin' eye, it seemed like there was definitely a little bit going on in between. You know, they Reed obviously was studying this thing, but it seemed like it was a very quick transition from Peter to the Baxter building to Eddie Brock. But
Yeah.
if you were to lay this all out, they really were building it up. And it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting, especially finding out that Todd McFarlane didn't really like the black suit, and he thought it was going to be like an alien by itself, and he just drew it all big and whatnot. And then at the last moment, it changed to a host. Like it's crazy how much they were really putting into this. So the black suit captured everyone's attention when it first released. I stand by that,
Oh
dude. Thank you
man, it
for the
was.
like and thank you for the subscribe, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Like I said, this is a new baby channel here. I'm trying to grow it, and I think that all that stuff helps. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Oh, here we go. We got a
Oh,
new.
half a kid, what's up?
All right, glad to catch this one live. Oh shit, African guitars. Yeah, hell yeah. I love how papery and floppy the symbiote was drawn in the early days. Yeah, dude, it's so cool. It's
It's
so
so
cool.
weird.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I would love to be able to sit down and just flip some pages of just this storyline because it's broken up through a lot. You can go on his Instagram and check it all out. Wild
Mhm.
Things was weird. I don't even think that was an actual symbiote. If, from what I remember, it was like a hologram type weird shit. I had those Wild Thing books forever.
Carnage makes an appearance in those Wild Thing books. Actually, I don't know. I have not read those books, so please don't quote me as
Ah,
gospel here. But uh,
this,
yeah,
sorry, this is what he's talking about. It's not Wild Things because Wild Things. That's why thought that's what Eddie was saying because in there they're hologram type computer shits or whatever. But what Adam's
Carnage
talking
Unleashed.
about here,
Carnage
I'm not sure.
Unleashed.
It's a
I think
Scarlet Spider.
that's it. They like travel through the fiber optic cables and like get into a big brawl on that big screen or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's not this though. God damn, I know what you're talking about, bro. It's a Scarlet Spider book, and he's like, it's like an orangish color. It looks like it's electrical, but it's a circuit board at the same time. I had that forever, but it's technically not really them. So at some point, I kind of thinned the herd and got rid of all the obscure that really aren't really
Mhm.
real things, such as wild
Yeah,
things. That's Eddie
yeah,
Small's
yeah.
favorite book. But shit, I just gotta acknowledge it one more time, real quick. African guitarist, man, what is up, baby boy? Spider-Man isn't in Carnage Unleashed. Yeah, you guys are getting, we're getting three books all confused here. But
We're conflating a lot.
let's bring the focus back to this book. This book, Quasar issue, whatever the fuck that says, because it's too small. This
30.
is legit. This is legit the first ever Venomized character and cover appearance of a Venomized character, and it's cool as shit that it's Thor. That's the only thing that Donny Cates really, I guess got right. Would you call him Donkey Cates? That's cool because how tied in Thor is now with the whole storyline. But at the same time, this one gets me, man. The cover art is Greg Capullo, which is currently doing Batman and used to do Spawn.
Yeah.
And I would die to see him do a Venom or Carnage cover. But because of DC's, you know what? I question that now because he's doing Spawn too. But I don't know. Tom McFarlane's making DC action figures. Maybe there's a whole bunch of back scratching going on there. But I would love to see him modern day do a Venom or Carnage cover. That would be fucking sick. Not an exclusive. Just let him do a ratio or something.
Man, and the worst part is like they did that variant with the image from 299 that they didn't ask his permission on, and now he's probably never going to draw Venom again in his life, just out of spite. So we've probably been deprived a Todd Father, piece of art just because Marvel got greedy and decided to like take a commissioned piece of art and use it without permission.
I feel
So,
that, but at the same time, my man's a businessman. If they get
no,
their
for
shit
sure.
figured out and they offer him a decent chunk and give him some of the respect that he deserves, we'll get that cover. It might be
Yeah,
something like that because him and Stan Lee did not have a good relationship. As far as I was concerned, they kind of low key hate each other. But at the end of Stan Lee's life, Todd was with him all the time, practically playing with him, like occupying him and just hanging out with him. And that was really cool. That was really
mhm.
cool to see. So we still got time, baby. We still got time. I would love to see a new Tom McFarlane cover, but I would fucking love to see a Greg Capullo, just symbiote whatever cover. That'd be
Yeah,
freaking.
yeah.
And another thing I would like to point out is that's also what's cool, guys. Is like his account is also, you know, this stuff is being like brought to attention that this is the first cover appearance. So it's beautiful, man. I shed a tear for this. It's beautiful. So this right here, this is interesting because this is
Does this
like
count? Does this count? Does this count?
this is where we could start a whole fucking can of worms with this. Is this the
Let's do it.
rock, whatever you want to call it? I don't know. It's interesting because it's never really been touched back upon. Like there was never like a definitive moment in any book like, aha, it was always me. Like, you know what I mean? But from
Right,
what
right.
we learned, it's obvious that it was him, which is cool as shit. And the reason why I have this in here is because this one I knew about. I
Mm.
knew about this prior to the whole, I think like there was something that happened where there was a whole bunch of hype that this got brought up during like the Absolute Carnage series. And then there's this one, which I didn't know about.
Hmm.
Once again,
Hmm.
bravo. I'm gonna say what I've always been saying. I've never seen this before. Bravo. And it's a newsstand. Gotta love it. So
Yeah.
right here, it happens again.
Mm.
I may have
Yeah.
saved the wrong page, but there's a hand that reaches out of the window and shoves Peter off the building while he's up there sneakily taking pictures, and he doesn't see it. No spider senses, no nothing. He just gets shoved, and that's essentially what's going on back in this issue. If we backtrack, is he's at the subway and someone shoves him right in front of an oncoming train, and no spider senses, nothing, and that's
Yeah.
typical Venom type of
But
stuff.
this one feels more legit than the 18. 24 feels a little bit more real because in this panel that you're showing here, we see a black arm reaching out of the building, grabbing Peter as he's falling. And maybe here it
Uh-huh.
is a little bit more solid of an appearance, if you will. But I think these two books do have merit in sort of the chronology of Venom lore and symbiote
Absolutely.
lore in general.
Absolutely. If they were to ever make this fantasy book I keep talking about, where it's 3 page building up of a symbiote escaping, the last
Yeah,
2 pages should be the one before this we just looked at, and then this. And then that will
yeah.
lead into Venom 290 or Spider Man 298, 299, 300. That would be
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, such a great 3 issues too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think who wanted to talk about this issue? Eddie's mullet.
Eddie Smollett. This is his style too. Dude,
uh,
bravo. Number one, this is a hard book to find. It's
thank you.
not that common. And you got it at 9.8. And that brings me back to what I was saying. For you to come back into the collecting and just be hunting wild beasts like this, bravo. Because that's a tough one.
Yeah. No, this book is interesting. I would say I have probably hunted and bought most like 45-50% of my collection in shops. And then probably the other 55% or so of the collection has been through, digital acquisition through online private sales, Instagram, mycomicshop.com, eBay. And this was an eBay purchase because I had been monitoring Kid and Play #9 on eBay for, probably about a month at the time that I finally pulled the trigger on this book, and it was a 9.6 I had been watching. And let me just say, I said this on this post, but like if you are watching a book on eBay that is rare and is hard to find, and there's like only 1 or 2 listings, buy it. Just buy it. Don't hesitate to buy it because you never know when that rare book is going to pop up again. I've never seen this book in a comic book shop in this 6 years I've been collecting now or whatever again. It is super rare. It merges all of my loves, Marvel, Venom, hip hop. It's really kind of like the culmination of all of that. And so when the 9.6 finally like was no longer available on eBay, I was like, I was like, oh man, I missed out on this book. So I messaged the seller and I was like, hey, did you sell this book or did you just pull the listing? And he was like, no, I sold it. And I was like, well, I was really wanting to buy this book. Do you have any lead on another one? And he's like, I actually have a 9.8 I'd be willing to sell you. And we made a private transaction on eBay. I know we broke the rules. But yeah, no, I'm super proud that I just like, had the cojones to reach out to a seller who had already sold a book and say, hey, I wish I had bought that book. Do you know anything about another one? Because this is one of 2 9.8s on the census. Last I checked, it's one of only 4 graded copies on the census. And like, it is a hard book to find. So I'm really proud of this book. This is the pride and joy of my collection.
That's what's up. Well, that is pretty much the last bit of slides that I have. And with that being said, is there any book that you currently are hunting for that may be on your like Grail list? And I'm just using Grail like because I've been sipping whiskey. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Symbiote books, even the small stuff for grails, right? Like this is a grail. Like
It is. It
it's
is.
not a first appearance. There's nothing super special about it, but like it's a grail because it's hard to find. No, I got my Pro Action 3 a couple of years ago, which is another hard to find symbiote appearance. It'll be coming up here in the next probably month, which is just like a Pro Action giveaway, random
Oh,
Spider-Man that's
yes.
tough to find. That was a grail. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. I've got most all of the big books out of the way. I don't want to talk about the few big books I don't have because I don't want to
I
put more heat on them. But we'll just say Comics Journal 85 is like the #1 acquisition goal for this collection in the future. And yeah, hopefully it'll come together.
you got me thinking. You got me thinking real hard. I'm gonna stop that thinking so we can keep the show moving. Um, yeah, no, going back to what you said. This is definitely a grail. And the action, the pro action. I need to shout out my boy Matt. He put everybody on game with that son of a bitch. We did an episode
Yeah.
on Super Power Review with my buddy Kevin, and we did a Symbiote night. What's that comic book edition? And halfway through the episode, my man's like, I actually got something. I kind of want to challenge everybody to see if anyone actually has this or knows about it. And we're all like, yeah, okay, motherfucker. And he broke that out, and everybody was like, yep, I don't have it. I did know about it, but I did not have it. And
Yeah.
I did not know that it was actually inserted in a magazine. I read somewhere a long time ago it was one of them ash can edition things or something like that. But
Mhm.
he brought that up, and me and Jeb went on the hunt. And Jeb managed to walk away with a freaking 9.8 from one of his local comic shops. Like, what are the odds, dude? That was set
What?
in the stars.
Dude,
That
that's
was
wild.
set in the stars. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, top shelf. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, go get it. Go get
There's
it.
only three on eBay right now, and I just pulled the trigger on a newsstand copy for $15 just now. We're influencers. That's it. That is it.
Oh, top
Um,
shelf. I'm glad, man. Welcome to the club. It's a great book, and enjoy reading it because it's a great story. Kid and Play is, oh man, that's like my youth right there.
and that's really cool that he was able to get it for $15 and then have to pay some obnoxious thing. And that's the thing, guys. I'm gonna just go ahead and put you on blast, homie. If anybody in this chat or that sees this video in the future is looking at a Venom book and they want to buy it and it has a certain price and they're not sure, reach out to one of us, somebody like us, and we will let you know. I get that a lot. I have a lot of people that message me, "Is this a good price?" And lately, everything's been kind of cooling off because it always does. It's a cycle. And
Mhm.
I've been seeing some of my guys have been getting some really good books lately.
For
Just
sure. This
no,
is it's buyer's market right now.
it kind of is, especially with the comics, and it rotates, man. It's buyer seller, and it always works that way. So now's the time to get them. Just reach out to somebody that you know that's involved in this shit in any type of way, and if you feel like you're looking at an exclusive and they want $1,000 for it, and you really want it, you know it's a low print, whatever, reach out to somebody because
Yeah.
it's very
Uh,
easy to get caught into the FOMO, especially with FOMO like goes throughout the characters in tiers. So with certain characters, like say Spider-Man or Venom or something like that, the FOMO is off the fucking charts. So
yeah. Yeah.
just
No, it's
take a break.
I'm sorry, what were you
No,
gonna say? Old Venom?
I was just saying it to anybody that's thinking about spending a lot of money on a Venom book, just take a break, walk away from it, do a little
Yeah.
research. I'd like to see that actually, where people will, yeah, I have come across it many times. I'll post something and someone will hit me up like, "Oh, just pick this up," just like what you just did right there. And because he paid that price, that's awesome. That's a good thing to see. I have seen some people that have messaged me that I will not name that were like, "Bro, I finally got this book I was looking for. This is what I got." And how much did you spend? And they show it to me. And I'm like, "Ooh, god
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
dude,
I will say this Kid and Play issue came much cheaper than I anticipated it would come. And you
that's the
know,
beauty of it."
no low balls, folks. I know what I got. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
For real,
Uh,
for real.
but yeah, it came cheaper than I expected, and it was largely based on the fact that the 9.6 sold for like, I want to say the listing sold for like $119, and because that listing was $119, I was able to haggle a pretty good price on this 9.8. So, yeah,
That's
really, really pumped about it.
That is how it's done. I'm hyped for you, man. This is one of the few that I don't have. I've known about it for a while, but never really took into consideration how low of a print this thing could be or nothing like that. And it was just another, I've reached that point where I'm stopping buying all the one page appearance randoms and I'm just going
For
to
sure.
focus on the whole timeline shit. And now that I'm at the end of the timeline, stuff like this, it's starting to get interest again.
For
What
sure.
the
Well,
fuck?
that's like those ground
Would you not?
rules, I'm sorry, go ahead.
My bad, my bad. LOL, like that on the card side too. I see what people are paying for some shit, and it just blows my mind. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're really a collector, hey, we got our second bot. Hey, what is up? Thanks for stopping by. Be gone. Be gone. So, like I said, if you're a collector and you're really into this, and you know of other collectors in the community and all that good jazz, reach out to them. Don't be afraid to ask. Is this a good price? Just do a little research, and I'm telling you, I get it all the time. I don't get mad about it. I'm more willing to happy to help. Same thing with you. You're probably feeling the same way. So just
Well, man, I still got about 250 books to go, and none of them are really the big books. I've got 90% of the big books done. It's a lot of like the Earth X, Universe X stuff that like has an alternate universe Venom, May Parker in it. Those are books that I need to grab. There are just a handful of books like that are still out there that I need to go get, but those are dollar books all day, and so I just didn't stress about them when I set this goal. I was like, okay, so everything I want it to be fine condition or better. I want cover A's. I don't care about grading as much, but like those are sort of my parameters. And then from there, I just sort of like started. I mean, I had a 300 within 2 weeks of starting collecting again because my comic shop, Louisiana's Double Play in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, put one in my box almost immediately. And I bought that 300 for $150 back in 2017. It was beat. But I mean, I got a great deal on it, and I ended up selling it for a couple $100 and laundered it into an 8.5 that I then gave to a buddy for like $400. But like it's a make the hobby fund itself sort of thing is a true axiom, and this is sacrilege, but I just want folks to understand how much I love Venom. I sold my Fantastic Four 48 and 49 for cash and basically trade capital to get a Maximum Carnage and a What If Venom Possessed Deadpool in 9.8.
mhm.
And I got a good chunk of cash in addition to that. But like, I don't know many collectors that would tell you they sold their first Silver Surfer and first Galactus to get a Maximum
Ooh,
Carnage issue. But I
my
did
buddy,
that.
my buddy Norn. If he hears this, he's going to throw up in his mouth. Norn, it's okay. That that's cool, but that's how a lot of this ended up turning out for me. Is I used to collect a lot of little everything at the same time, but Venom was my main focus, as well as Carnage. But I was buying Deadpool, I was buying Batman, Harley Quinn, all that good jazz, and I ended up coming across a couple books that were worth a damn, and I ended up selling them, and I was able to obtain bigger books. And like you were just saying, a Maximum Carnage. Are you talking about the first print, or are you talking about the Acclaim?
The acclaim.
Wow,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's how you fucking do it. But that's literally, I just kind of crossed my mind one day, like every time I go to a comic shop, no matter what, I always look for Venom. Probably never find any, and I walk out the door with some Wolverine or something. What is up, Kevin? My man. We were just talking about you, man. We were talking about the episode where we brought up the action. What was it? The super action. I'm dropping it.
Oh,
The end.
pro football or pro action giveaway number 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, but like I was saying, every shop I would go into, I would automatically be looking for Venom, and I would end up walking out with like Wolverine, Spider Man, Deadpool, Batman, whatever the hell. And it just occurred to me one day, like, you know what, fuck this. I'm always looking for Venom, so that's what I really want. And that's when I started to really focus it, and then I sold off everything. There's a few books that I'm kind of like, "Ah, I kind of wish I still had that, but
Oh, for
it
sure.
it helped me obtain all these monsters. So it's
Yeah.
very true
My
what you're saying.
ASM, I want my ASM 129 back, but my ASM 129 got me a handful of really big Venom books, so I was happy to let it go. I don't care about Punisher that much. I mean, the more we get into this like situation around the Punisher, the more I regret it because that book is only going up in value. But
Yeah,
that book will appear again. That book is much more common than some of the books that I was able to launder it into. So I don't regret it. Sort of like Fantastic Four 48, 49. Yeah, they're grails, mega grails, but like I can go on eBay every day and get one of those, that Acclaim Maximum Carnage, finding that in a good grade, like that's a hard thing to do. And so it was a no-brainer to me, but it's certainly sacrilege. I remember my shop owner and I were talking about it, and he was like, I ought to kill you. But yeah.
Nah, it's sometimes you got to make the sacrifices to get what you really truly want. And John, if you're fishing, bro, you can just go to Boston this weekend. I hear they got a Venom one coming out. Let's
Oh,
just drop.
superpower review. What'd you get, Kevin? What'd you get? I want to know. I want to know.
I want to know too. It's been a little while since I've heard Kevin say something to this regard, so I'm kind of intrigued, Kevin. What you get here? I know it ain't something from the new series.
Right, right.
Woo, boy,
Do,
that
do
new.
we do we want to talk about the new series real quick? Because I would rather talk about Donny Cates' trash run on Venom than I would the new series.
Oh, we can get into that. Eddie's mullet just got rock hard, by the way. So before we do that, we were talking about it earlier, and I'm feeling it right now, man. I'm feeling it. Let's talk about this fucking community. I know you wanted to talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
So
No, man. I just go ahead because like I can't.
it's
Uh,
hard to express, and I've been saying it over and over and over, but I am so glad that I found this community. And oh man, I guess since everybody's talking about acetate in the comments, I love this community because some shady ass bullshit just happened, and everyone was able to fucking call it out. It's not like it just blew over and everyone stood by like, well, that's fucked up, and now we got fake ass books. If there's bullshit in this community, it gets called the fuck out, and I love that. I love
yeah,
everything about that. This
yeah.
community, the thing I really like about it for me is I only follow accounts that are something that's specifically interested to me, such as obviously accounts like yours, and I like following other character collectors of different characters because through that I've been able to see so many comics, so many cards, all that stuff that I would have never even known about. And
Yeah.
you can find somebody anywhere on Instagram that is a character collector specific to somebody, and it's cool. I guess the reason why people are me is because they like seeing all the Venom shit, and like I said, the whole I've never seen this before that I've heard a million times. I'd like to be able to say that too. It's even better
Yeah.
when I say it about Venom. I don't feel threatened. I feel like fuck yeah. There's actually more to this. I'm not done yet. Fuck yeah. But the other characters, it's cool because I have no idea. You know what I mean? My main focus is,
Yeah. Well, and
but
old man, you got such a fire collection. Like your wall books are amazing. You got every legacy numbering issue. Like you've put in the work in the long boxes. It's evident by what you share and your passion for symbiotes. And so I just, but the community has been amazing. Like I started this Instagram 3 months ago because I basically got run off the comic book collecting subreddit for posting a Venom book every day, and they were like, "Hey, you got to stop doing this. You're spamming the sub." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I don't want to get banned from the community," so I stopped. And I thought about it for a couple months. And I'm like, "How can I share these books I love with people?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna start an Instagram because, like, why not? I wanna share this passion with other people. Venom spoke to me at a really young age because I think Eddie Brock and the symbiote perfectly encapsulate the duality that all humans live under. We have to maintain professional personas. We have to maintain, private personas. We have to maintain all these relationships. And like, Eddie doesn't have those relationships. He's blown his whole life up. He's a disgraced reporter. He's fallen from grace, and he's angry and bitter, but he's made better by this relationship that he has with this alien goo. And we've really seen Eddie in a lot of ways, especially like I hated Donny Cates' run on Venom by and large because the man can't write an event to save his life. Absolute Carnage was trash, and King in Black was garbage. But the reality is like one thing Donny Cates did do a really good job of, like, sussing out and like developing was this arc of Eddie as sort of a redemptive figure who deserves love and grace and all of these things that we as humans crave and long for. And so I just I have to say, like, Venom speaks to who we are as core people on a very base level, and that's why I've been down since day one on Venom. And I love the way the community has embraced the Instagram that I've started. I love seeing all of the love that we share between posts. If anything, I owe everybody an apology because I need to go through and follow some of the people that have followed me that I haven't followed back. If you don't have anything on your Instagram page and you follow me, I'm probably going to remove you as a follower and not follow you back. But like, if you've got some stuff on your page and like, it's very clear you're a real person, I'm trying to follow you back. So just a little bit of grace and patience as you deal with me trying to keep up with the whirlwind that has been the last 3 months.
Dude, you're totally fine. Since you said that, I'm going to publicly announce this, which is something I've encountered several times, but there is a difference between the number of followers I have versus the number of people I'm following. And this is not to be a dickhead or disrespectful. I cannot have 18,000 plus feeds on my timeline showing memes and all that good jazz. So I kind of tuned it down because I like to see and learn shit. I don't want to see 18,000 fucking memes. Hold up, I gotta bring this up real quick. This is a new face I haven't seen here. Preston Holmes. I started my comic posting Instagram around the same time you did. You seriously got one of the most unique comic posting instas, especially when you got the Carnage books. Oh, there's more.
I appreciate that, Preston.
Especially when you got the Carnage books. There we go.
I don't know if that was for Old Man Venom or me, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it too, Preston. We both love you and appreciate you. And that's symbiotes are a hive, man. It's a hive mind, so that's why we can both answer that way. Like I said, there's no competition in this, man. It's awesome. I really enjoy seeing that. I'm gonna bring this back up real quick. We got more comments coming in, so let me scroll back up. I see you there, Kevin, baby. Where's it at? Adam was talking about posting his Hellboy collection. Here we go. And Adam, yes, you should. Okay, because I would really enjoy seeing that. I could maybe identify 2 fucking Hellboy covers, okay? So I would be interested in some Hellboy stuff. And as John says, I relate 100%. Share 'em, fam. Photo collections are fun as hell to see. God damn, do I feel that. And that's why my follower to followers ratio is different, because I want to see cool stuff. I don't want to see that. And if a account follows me that's private, I'm a little weary because
I'm not following that one back.
So what is that about? I understand people have their issues, but it's a little suspect to me. Sure. I'm actually glad you did this because you just started your accounts, and we're all welcoming you into it. We're getting to see that beautiful face. I appreciate being able to see the face behind the account. The accounts that hide their face, a little weird. What you hide from? Yeah. What you hide? But
I'm not going to hide, but I'm certainly not going to be out in the front. I have a face for radio, and I know that. So I'm gonna continue to be behind the scenes, but I'm definitely going to share this passion that we all share. And I'm blown away by just the love that the community has shown. The opportunity to be here today is evidence of that. I was telling Old Man Venom backstage before we got started, like, I was really hesitant when I posted my first book to use the hashtag Symbiote Elite because I didn't want to hijack somebody else's hashtag. So I started a hashtag Symbiote a day. If you want to follow along all the posts that we're posting, or you want to post your own Symbiote a day, please use that hashtag. But at the end of the day, like, this is the original hashtag. This is the thing that brought us all together. And so I just, it was a thing that I had to do. And you've been really gracious and supportive, Joseph. And I'm very grateful, man.
That's really cool because I feel like I've heard exactly what you said a few times. That hashtag, the Symbiote Elite, was no thoughts, just sitting on my back porch, chilling with my friends, smoking, and just I'm gonna make my posts, and I'm making all my silly hashtags and the Symbiote Elite because being a little smart ass, and it people took on to it. When
Yeah.
somebody first tagged me in something and they hashtag Symbiote Elite, I was like, damn, that's that one goofy ass, nonsensical ass hashtag I added in there that was meant for nothing, but this dude noticed it. That's
Oh, I
interesting.
noticed it. I
And it was
noticed it because it
more,
had
more, more,
the.
more.
I noticed it
Whoa.
because it had like a very good volume of tags, but it wasn't so
Yeah.
overwhelming that I would get lost in the mix. And so I was like, he may hate me for this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it.
No.
And you just like reached out right away and were super supportive. And I'm grateful. I will use symbiote sexiness. Let's do it. Let's go, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Kevin, hell yeah. I created symbiote sexiness. I have heard him say that plenty of times. Dude, we just gotta start making up random symbiote hashtags and just see what sticks. We got a whole bunch of
I'm here
comments.
for it.
Let me check it out. I'm sorry, I meant to click Adam. He says done. I'm hoping that's to the Hellboy because I would like to see that. John, LOL, I got one of those private accounts that's offering me a couple grand for some of my higher end cards. I did everything short of hiring a private investigator to vet them. Hey, do what you gotta do. Be smart, get that money, baby. Get that money. Superpower review. Maybe they have a Phantom of the Eye face. Maybe. I kinda do. Low key, if you really look at it. Let's see, Eddie's mullet. This is probably gonna be smart ass. Pretty brave guy wearing
Okay, man. That's the
Hey,
hometown. This is Kansas City.
dude, I'm a Baltimore boy, Baltimore Orioles for life, and we're finally doing something. I
Yeah,
love
you
baseball.
guys are playing some ball this year. The O's are great. I worked in Anne Arundel County, Annapolis, Maryland for 6 months in 2006, and Maryland is a special place in my heart. And the folks there are wonderful. It's a beautiful place. Yeah, so big O's fan. I've got my old bird hat.
Hell yeah.
Just not wearing it tonight. I should have worn it for you, but I didn't.
Oh,
I was
I would have been tickled pink. Like, hell yeah. Legit, you just called out some of my stomping grounds. This is great. That's what's up. That is
yeah.
what's up. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so fucking glad that they're doing some good ball this year. Let's see. Let's
well,
see.
hey, I can we? Oh man, Venom, I don't mean to hijack this, but can we share the list with folks? I want to
Yeah,
share the list with the people.
I did
Um,
plan to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the list that we were speaking of that he is currently working on. I'm going to share it, and for a split second, my screen is going to go crazy. So bear with me. There we are. And there we are. You seeing it clear?
yeah, yeah. So this is a labor of love that we've been working on, top shelf, and a handful of guys from some Venom Facebook groups, Brandon Mentor, Jack Lamborn, a couple other folks. We've been working on this for over a year now. And basically, what we did here was we took the Orion Starboy base list of sort of all of the things that were relevant and important to the chronological storyline of symbiote development, which was about, at the time I got it, I want to say it was about 900, 800 books. And we've expanded to about 1,300 now that are identified symbiote appearances, whether that be something where Venom or Carnage or Dreadface or Mystery or someone has a speaking line, or whether it be, Venom in the background of one panel. There are a couple of ground rules for the list, like advertisements don't count. Things that aren't relevant to storyline don't count. But this list is for everybody. This is for the community. And if you want to add to it, or of a book that is not on this list, please let us know and we will get it updated. I'm still going in and updating like some of the notes, like symbiotes that are in the story, the 616 chronology. But there's a lot of depth there, and
And
there's
look
a
at that.
lot of information for
A lot.
folks.
You guys are putting in some serious work. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm just holding the down button. Look, this is an extensive list. Now I'm scrolling
Yeah.
through quick. You got the Ultimate or the Universe X, the Lady Venom shit, the black and red female silhouette Venom in there. Ultimate Spider
Well,
Girl. Oh, you guys are getting it all in there.
if you scroll to the left a little bit, it'll show all of the issue numbers, and
Oh,
all of those issue numbers and release dates are hyperlinked, or the issue numbers are hyperlinked. So when you move your cursor over them, it will actually show you what the cover A for the book looks like, so you can track down the book easier.
so
Um, Maybe another one. I don't know why that one didn't, but yeah, they're all hyperlinked. So they go to the Marvel fandom wiki, and you can view the physical cover and go from there. And yeah, no. Lauren, my goddaughter did shout out one the other day. She found one. She was in a comic book shop with my buddy Lauren, and they found
daughter.
one and they immediately messaged it to me. So this is a labor of love for the community, and I want everybody to pour into it. You know, I think Venom is for everybody. So let's all tag team on this. Old Man Venom, if you can share this with folks far and wide, I'd be grateful. And you know, let's do this thing. Let's find every Venom and symbiote appearance there is.
This is making my brain run, bro. I have to say it all off of camera, but I got some ideas for this. But
Let's do
wow,
it.
I am loving this. I will pour through this, and just from what I'm checking, I mean, so Top Shelf Collector is involved in this, and who else is involved in this? There's a dude. I want to say his name's Corbin Gentry. I know that
Okay.
he's deep in making lists like this. Is that name not ringing any? I can't see anything going
I
on.
have not met Corbin, but I would love and welcome all all help from anybody. You know, we can't. What I've found in like trying to track down the most conclusive list possible is everybody sort of has this list here, and everybody's sort of got 50 books on their list that aren't on someone else's list, and so I think the service that we need to provide to each other as a community is to really track down all of these books so that we can all go find them, especially before Venom appears in the MCU, which is happening. It is 100% going to happen. And when it happens, everything on this list is going to skyrocket.
Do you think it will be Agent Venom, or do you think it will be Eddie Brock's Venom?
I mean, I hope it's Eddie Brock's Venom. Eddie Brock
I
is
think
my
these
Venom.
motherfuckers are going to go the Agent Venom route because just the way
I,
they are with
I
this shit.
agree. I agree. I think it'll be Flash. I think it'll be something that comes out of, whether
Yeah.
it be Secret Wars or the Thunderbolts movie that just got announced. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Thunderbolts that bring Venom into the MCU. But after we've seen more, I don't know how. And the spoiler at the end of No Way Home or whatever, I don't know how we don't end up with symbiotes in the MCU in the next 3 years.
It's absolutely happening. I've been calling for it for a while. As a matter of fact, let's just talk about it for a second. It's been a little while since me and the boys have gotten on here to really discuss this. Have you seen Thor: Love and Thunder?
No, I haven't. I still need to. There are a few MCU properties that I still have not caught up on. Like I haven't watched Moon Knight. I need to catch Ms. Marvel. I just finished
I
Hawkeye not too long ago, so I'm a little behind on the MCU.
I haven't done the Miss Marvel yet. I did Moon Knight, was totally into it, and then halfway through I was like, this sucks. Um, Thor: Love and Thunder.
What were your thoughts? I mean, what's the gut check reaction like?
Gut check. I'm about to Earl, son. I'm about to puke on this floor and slip that shit and bust my head right here on this desk. You haven't seen it, so I don't really want to go into it.
I think all four
Uh,
movies are going to be measured against Ragnarok. Is it better than Ragnarok?
it's not better than Ragnarok. Preston. The real question is, will it be Tom Hardy? I'm not sure. I'm expecting Peter Parker to get the symbiote that's now in his universe. He's going to have the black suits. They're going to figure it out as an alien. He's going to get off of him. Some sort of government agency is going to step in and take it, and Flash is there. If the character that plays Flash in any of these fucking Marvel movies, if they announce just randomly, why did they say that he got sent off to war or joined the army, it's Agent Venom.
Yeah.
Okay? Just know that seals the fucking deal. especially when he loses his legs in that war. Oh, you know the way they are. He actually goes and plays football and breaks his legs, and they got to amputate them bitches. Whatever. If that dude loses his legs while that symbiote is in that universe, it's going to happen. I'm
It's
sorry to
happening.
scream. I have a
No,
strong.
I think you're spot on. I think it's Flash. As much
They
as it pains me to say, I
everything.
think it's Flash.
Yeah, they keep doing everything backwards and upside down. So Thor flubbing blunder. Yeah. Sorry, there's like a bazillion comments I'm missing. Skip Mrs. Marvel. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I mean, we'll see. And here's the thing: since we just talked about that, Chase Atwood, I'm thinking we may get Matt Gardner first and Flash.
That's
That
spicy.
would be sick. I would be okay with that. So let's
Yeah.
hope that happens because I'm thinking they're going to go to Flash first. And speaking of Scorpion, Donny Cates wrote his ass out of comics. I don't know if anybody notices that. He gone. He's stuck in
Oh,
another
we got
universe.
another one.
Hey, dude, we're doing it big. We are doing it so big.
Hey
Um,
man, it's blowing up.
man. Since you didn't see it, are you okay with hearing spoilers here?
Yeah, no, of course. That movie's been out for a few weeks now, a month or two. It's fine.
Okay, so this is a hot take, guys. All right, bear with me for a second.
Hit me.
When Gore gets the sword, the whole origin of they battle and fall to his planet is completely different. So he's crawling through this world that is just no food, water. It's just harsh. It's sandy. It's fucked up, and they're burning, and his kids are dying. And then, as soon as the kid dies, he magically crawls into a fucking oasis full of water, fruit, and all that shit. Like it was right there. Your kid died right here. Anyway, so when he goes in there, the gods that he's been worshiping just killed this creature that was
Yeah.
using the All Black. And real quick, Gore looks down and they show this solid black, oily looking body, and you can see he's got claws on his fingers like fingernails, and he's got like his face looks kind of Greekish Roman statuish looking shit, but it's a real quick glimpse. And they don't say a fucking word else about that. They don't show it ever again. That leaves the door open, guys. That leaves the door open. By the end of the movie and the way they go about the sword and what it does and that's not null. But that fucking body was null, okay? That was fucking null. They didn't say shit. They didn't highlight anything. They didn't do none of that. That has to be null.
Well, and we've
Explain that,
like
or they just want to never explain that.
I think you're spot on because like we know Sony and Marvel have licensing issues as a result of releasing all this Venom Spider-Man stuff to Sony. Like Null is a protected property outside of that licensing agreement. And so it really would not surprise me if they brought Null into the MCU in the next couple of years as a big bad. I mean, I think we're probably more likely to see Doom or other folks before then, but
Yeah.
it's a real thing that I think is going to happen.
I'm just saying, they didn't say yeah. They didn't say no. They left that motherfucking door open. So
For sure. For sure.
there's going to be a lot of symbiote shit somewhere down the line with these movies. Guys, I'm loving all these comments. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Just a second ago, we had 13 people with us. So shout out to all you guys for hanging out, especially all my trues that are in here this whole time. God, I love
Yeah.
you all.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here and just the outpouring of support from the community. It really is humbling
Yeah.
that, it's just humbling. And, I gotta run. It's dinner time here in Kansas City, but I appreciate everybody and follow Old Man Venom. He is the man in this space, and we're all grateful to be Symbiote Elite.
Hell yes, dude. I appreciate you taking the time. I didn't even realize what time we were at here. My bad. I wasn't paying attention.
No, you're
Time flies.
good. You're good.
As usual, I got to do my little ND bullshit, and let's see if this actually works this time. That would be really nice. Be really cool. Once again, I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate the chat. It's all about love here. It's not a competition. That list that you showed me, I'm very appreciative that you showed that. I will go over through that. If there's anything that maybe I can add to it, that I'll be honored to be able to add something. Real quick, Top Shelf
Please.
Collector, I have not seen Morbius, so I have no idea of that. And there it goes again. It did it again.
Is the It's Morbin time? Did that really happen? It's Morbin time. Did that actually happen in that movie? I did not see the movie, but everybody's
I don't
making
know.
that joke.
I do not know. I wouldn't be surprised. I saw the other day the viewer rating when it was like a 0% or something. I laughed out loud, like, holy shit! And right on time, we got some more Russian porn bots, guys. We've done it too big tonight. I appreciate everyone in the chat. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for doing this. We'll have to get together and do another video sometime later down in the future. And
Hey,
yeah,
I'm gonna be in Pennsylvania probably before the end of the year. I'm gonna swing down to Maryland. We're gonna get together. Let's do this live and in person.
fuck yeah, we can definitely make that happen. And until then, I salute you all. I salute you. Good night.